Hey guys, and welcome back to Ciga Watches 2. I've got not one Ciga Design watch to unbox today, but two watches. Funny little story actually. Someone from Ciga Design got in touch with me and said, we've just won an award for our Blue Planet watch. Would you like to review one of these? But they're not going to be ready for a little while. So they said, well, in the meantime, are there any other watches of ours that you'd like to take a look at? And I was trying to be a little bit of a gentleman, and I said, yeah, I really like the look of that sort of Quartz X series watch that you've got. Don't suppose you fancy sending me one of those? And it is, I think, their cheapest watch. Anyway, what turned up was their most expensive watch. It was their proper automatic new X series. I didn't realise that the Quartz one is the QX and their expensive one is the X. So I must have just looked like an absolutely greedy toad. Anyway, I went back to them and said, oh wow, you sent me your most expensive watch. That wasn't actually the watch I was after. I was after your cheapest Quartz X series watch. So I've paid for the Quartz X series watch, and they have sent me their automatic X series watch for free. Oh, what a mouthful. Shall I just show you these watches? Let's just get on with it, shall we? Ugh. I'm starting then with the cheapest watch, the Quartz watch. Now, I have just been on AliExpress, and unfortunately this watch is now out of stock, which is a real shame. Nothing more frustrating than showing you guys watches that are not currently available. Not from the official store anyway. I'll have a look around and see if it's available at any other stores. And if it is, then I will put some affiliate links in the video description. But as you would expect from Ciga Design, very nice packaging, very unique. I mean, they are a really unusual brand on AliExpress. They appear to have a very good reputation. They do seem to win lots of awards for design, and yeah, I was really intrigued by this watch. There's just two hands on it. Yeah, really different, isn't it? I can't believe I'm actually reading the instructions. I wanted to make sure I knew how to read the time properly. But yeah, it looks fairly straightforward. No second hand, just a minute and an hour hand. But they're very long, aren't they? And that first sentence there, I think, is what makes this particular brand so appealing. X series is 100% original design. Right, there we go. Very strong sunburst dial. Huge dial. Nice finishing by the looks of it. Let's have a look at this case back. It's won some sort of red dot award in 2013 by the looks of it. Yeah, they seem to promote a lot of awards. I don't really know much about the awards that they are being recognised with. Oh look, nice Ciga Design on the side. I hadn't noticed that. Definitely an interesting looking watch, isn't it? Reminds me a lot of the Mundane that I picked up recently, the backlit Mundane. It's just a huge dial with a very small sort of outer case. Now I have pushed the crown in, so the watch should be working. Let's have a little listen. Something's ticking away, and the hand, which I believe is, yeah, there you go, that's the minute hand. The red hand is the minute hand. God, that's weird, isn't it? And the silver hand with the red tip is the hour hand. Very cool though. Yeah, I'm not so sure how legible that's going to be. I guess you would use the silver tip and the red tip to actually tell the time. So let's make it 10 past 10, which is how I always like to show the time. And that's going to look something like that. Nice hidden lugs. The bracelet seems to be quite nicely finished. It feels, yeah, good quality actually. Let's get the plastic off the buckle. There we go. Signed clasp. No other plastic on there. It has just standard spring bars. Lots of adjustment by the looks of it. No loom, I don't think, so let's throw it on the wrist and have a look. And there it is, set up for my 7¼ inch-ish wrist. It's definitely different, isn't it? Very sort of minimalist, strong design. I do like this brand, I've got to say. This isn't, you know, my favourite watch that they've made, but I think for sort of $90, I think it represents decent value for money. It's interesting. It really is an interesting watch. Right, let's take a look at the skeletonized automatic X series. This watch has come in almost identical packaging to the Ciga Design Z series that I bought a couple of years ago. I no longer have that watch because it was just sort of sitting in a watch box, not being used and appreciated, so I have passed it on to someone else. But yeah, this is, I guess, sort of similar watch in some respects, a square version of that watch. Yeah, the presentation seems to be almost identical. It's great quality presentation box, lots of information about the watch, and of course all those awards that they like to remind us about. But yeah, let's get the watch out and take a look. Right, there we go. I have removed the plastic, given it a bit of a clean, put some power in it, and popped it on this sort of rubber silicone strap. I think this is probably the nicer of the two straps. This is a two-piece nylon strap. Both have quick release spring bars. But yeah, I suspect this one's going to be quite sort of soft and supple and comfortable. Looks pretty cool as well, doesn't it? A couple of things to point out about this watch, actually. So it comes on a sort of floating frame. Underneath here, you've got some springs. And I might be able to just show you those, look. And so the actual case sits in this square frame, and it's not fixed. It's free moving, so it's a sort of a protective element, if you like. Now that does impact the water resistance, I would imagine. It's only got 30 meters of water resistance, and that I suspect is because the crown is fixed in the outer frame, but the actual case that holds the movement moves. So there is probably a fairly weak point or a weak seal, which allows that frame to move but keep the crown fixed. Now, according to the specifications, this black coating is DLC. It's not PVD, so it should be a particularly hard and durable coating. The same that James and I are putting on the Exciton 2s. It's also available in titanium and steel, but I really do like this sort of bronzy, copperish sort of coloured black version. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Now, I think the movement inside is based on a seagull movement. I'll do a little bit more research for the full review, but it says there, look, Ciga Design customized movement on the rotor. Here we go then, quick blast with the light stick. I think the loom is mounted on the X frame within the case. That's what it looks like in the pictures on AliExpress. Yeah, look at that. You've got some loom on the hands. The loom on the hands looks stronger than the loom on the case. It's not particularly legible, is it? But yeah, it's some loom, I guess. There it is then on my 7¼ inch wrist. It's still on its sort of rubber silicone strap, a sort of skeletonized strap, although you can't see those cutouts particularly well in this light box. But yeah, it's well, I mean, it's comfortable enough. I'm not sure how much those springs that are holding that sort of free floating case are actually doing, because I don't tend to wear my watches that tight, but it can only help, I guess. And there it is on the two-piece nylon. Actually, that is more comfortable. I think I've just got a slightly better fit on that rubber silicone strap. It was just a touch too tight, and then the next notch up made it a little bit too loose. But it's very malleable and soft, this nylon strap, and it's quite thick and substantial as well. You've got a signed buckle there, look. The hardware looks, yeah, good quality. Yeah, it's interesting. Definitely something a little bit different, which is what you get from Ciga Design. And yeah, I mean, I'm lucky in the end they've sent me this one by mistake. It's nice to have it in for a review. So yeah, I'll crack on and review these at some point in the near future. So don't forget to look out for that, guys, on I Like Watches. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Take care, look after yourselves, and you'll see me again very, very soon.